Hello there, today I'm going to be reviewing some movies that we like or dislike, and some movies that your family might want to watch. I will be rating them 1 thumbs up if the movie's good, 2 thumbs up if the movie's great, 1 thumbs down if the movie's bad, and 2 thumbs down if the movie is really bad. Well, the first one we're looking at right here is called Malibus Most Wanted. In this movie, and this particular movie is widescreen edition, and it stars Jamie Kennedy and a whole bunch of other hilarious people, as you can see. This movie, for me, I give it 2 thumbs up. This movie was hilarious and entertaining at the same time. It gets you big laughs in a plain white wrapper. This movie is absolutely a great family movie. It's a hip-hop classic comedy for everyone, from the burbs to the block. Don't be hating because of who he is or who he isn't. All that Brad, make that B-Rad, wants is to roll in with his Malibu homies and burst rhyme as the greatest rapper ever to survive the boo. But everyone knows a kid from the left coast is Post Billin' Beach is no player, and Brad's dad, Bill, a candidate for governor, knows B-Rad's luck of chillin' is killing his campaign. This is a really funny movie, with bonus features and fun for everyone. I say this movie is really family friendly, and it's such a funny movie about a white guy trying to become a black guy. It's so funny you'll be laughing the entire time. Very recommended for families. We already watched it and screened it for you, so you don't have to worry about any of that. This movie is rated PG-13. I don't know why. I thought it was a really good movie. Watched it with all my kids. And it is rated PG-13 for sexual humor, language, and violence. None of that stuff's too bad anyway. This movie is a great movie. You can get on Amazon. It's fairly easy to find. And I think this is a great one for anyone. This movie I did not find appealing at all. I give it a thumbs down. Not 2 thumbs down because it wasn't that bad. It's not like you want to scream and just throw it down. But it was pretty bad, people. This movie is called Cats and Dogs 2, The Revenge of Kitty Galore. Now, some of you might have seen this movie or not seen this movie before, so you can write your opinion in the description. But this is supposed to be a family movie. I just think it's not a good movie at all. It was very inappropriate, and there's way too much cat action. And the dogs don't even look real. Every little kid who watches this movie is going to tell that that is not a real cat. They mix too much animation with real, and it doesn't even stick to the original storyline from the first movie. The dogs' voices are totally different, and the story is blotchy and stupid. Up here it says, an irresistible action comedy that's pure tail wagging family fun. Well, I didn't have a tail, and I certainly wasn't wagging. This movie is actually rated PG for animal action and humor. Humor? What humor? I didn't find any humor in it. There's a stupid pigeon in it too, which isn't even a cat or a dog. I don't even know why they put it in. It's not real, it's animated. And the dog's talking totally is pathetic. The story is lame. And the description talks about a diabolical cat trying to bring canine enemies down and rule the world. Yeah, I think we've all heard that one before. That cat right there is trying to bring people down. But it's kind of old, it's not that good of a movie, and it's definitely not exciting. This is an inappropriate, horrible family movie. Now, these 4 movies I definitely recommend. I'd say I'm going to probably rate each of these movies, but this is a 4 film favorites Chris Tucker Collection Family Pack. It also has Jackie Chan in 3 of the movies and Charlie Sheen in another one. He's a really great guy, by the way. But these movies just blew my mind. The action and the comedy and the excitement and the adventures in all 4 of these movies are great. First off, Rush Hour was absolutely stunning. I love the special effects and the action and the comedy in it. and Jackie Chan and Chris Tucker are hilarious. I actually thought this one was going to be inappropriate, but I actually found it surprisingly appropriate for kids, and even more appropriate than the movies that are supposed to be kid family appropriate. I recommend it for any families with young children and kids alike, and it's such a funny movie you cannot miss out on this one. So make that definitely your next movie night choice. Rush Hour is rated PG-13 for sequences of action, violence, and shooting, and for language. Well, that stuff's not bad. It's not a bad movie at all. I definitely recommend Rush Hour 1, and I give that movie 2 thumbs up. Rush Hour 2 is equally as exciting as the first movie, with plenty of action and comedy and humor. Whether it's rude or not, this is great for any family with kids and young kids alike. It features Chris Tucker and Jackie Chan again, and it's just an action-packed comedy movie that the whole family will love and be laughing head over heels about. This movie, I believe, is also rated PG-13. I didn't think it was inappropriate at all, but that's my opinion. It's actually a really good movie. You should try it. I already screened it for you guys, and I say it's definitely okay with kids and young kids, as long as they're not don't like funny movies or don't like movies that are good humor and stuff like that. But if you're looking for action, good humor, and comedy, then this is the movie. So Rush Hour 2 is rated PG-13 for action, violence, language, and some sexual material. But that's not bad. Rush Hour 3, I honestly didn't find this one as good as the first or the second, so I'm giving it 1 thumbs up. But then again, it's actually a lot better than most of the movies out there today. It features Chris Tucker and Jackie Chan again. It's totally family friendly and equally as exciting and fun as the first movies. And in this one, they're actually going to Paris. Actually, all 3 of these Rush Hour movies are about Chris Tucker teaming up with Jackie Chan to defeat Asian psychos and other bad guys and guys who come after them and stuff. And it's funny because there's really funny scenes and stuff. It's not just all action, so you better rethink that. It's also comedy. When you mix those two, it's like a bomb. It's like everyone wants to watch it. This movie, they go to Paris and they kick some serious butt up in Bonjour land, and this movie is the final sequel to the Rush Hour series. I think it's really good for everyone, totally family friendly. And let's see here, it's rated, it's only rated PG-13 for, let me see here, sequences of action, violence, sexual content, nudity, and language. I did half that stuff yesterday. This is a wonderful movie for everyone. And yep, it's just as funny and good as the first one, so please put it on for your young kids and your family members and just have a laughing good time. The last one features Chris Tucker and Charlie Sheen. Jackie Chan is not in this one, but this one is really funny. I give it a thumbs up, not 2 thumbs up, because I didn't think it was as funny as Rush Hour, but it's still hilarious and it's still great. This one is actually really family friendly. I was surprised. I was screening it for my little son. I'm not even going to tell you how old he is, but he watched it and he's like, Daddy, can we watch it again? And I'm like, oh yeah, sure you can, sweetheart. Money Talks is actually a great movie about Chris Tucker trying to get some money. He teams up with Charlie Sheen. It's a really funny movie. They do hilarious stuff together. And I recommend it for anyone. It's actually an awesome movie. You might actually like it better than the Rush Hours. It has action, it has violence, it has comedy, it has such a good stuff. And it is a hilarious movie, and money truly does talk in this movie. This movie is actually rated, let me check here. What the? It's rated R? I would have rated it PG. What's it even rated R for? Oh wait, let's see here. Oh yeah, just rated R for some graphic violence and pervasive strong language. None of that stuff is really bad. Just let your kids ignore it. There's pretty much none of it in the movie. Your young kids will love this movie. And actually, they'll love all 4 of these movies. This pack is definitely one to get. It's easy to find. I rate the whole pack overall 2 thumbs up for all these movies. You can find it on Amazon or at any place that sells local movies. And these movies are wonders. They will work wonders for you and your family. Who can resist this holiday classic? This is played by Will Ferrell, and it is called Elf. This movie my family's been watching for actually years and years, and we actually love this movie. It's definitely not as good as, the other movies I mentioned, but this is a holiday classic for everyone. This movie actually tells the classic story of an elf named Buddy who leaves the North Pole in search of his dad who's on the naughty list. He has so much funny encounters along the way, and then there's actually one scene about an angry little elf. It's so funny. You should see what happens. And his dad is actually a real jerk in the movie. Yeah, you see him? He's a jerk. But then Buddy shows him the true spirit of Christmas, and everyone gets really funny. There's so much humor in the movie. And this isn't an Infinity film. It's really easy to find. This movie is rated PG for some mild humor and language, but I think it's a really good movie. And Elf is definitely one that should be on your family's Christmas list. It's like the best Christmas movie I've actually watched. Next to Christmas Vacation. You better look that one up too. That's a great one. But this one is actually a classic for years to come, even though it's not one of those junky claymation movies. It's just, you'll love it. You'll fall in love with all the funny characters and the humor and everything. It's just a wonderful movie. Watch this one for Christmas. You probably have already watched it, but if you haven't, please watch this movie. I give this movie a thumbs up for being such a good movie. This movie is absolutely 2 thumbs down. When I got this movie for my kiddos, I thought it was actually going to be about the dogs on the cover. Like, I see a golden retriever, and I see a German shepherd, and a little bulldog, and a little poodle, and a little chihuahua, and a greyhound, and a Jack Russell Terrier, and some other dogs. And they said it was positively hilarious. It's called Pups United, but it was family approved. Usually when movies say family approved, that pretty much means there's none humor in them. And I was kind of skeptical about it. Well, I was right. None of the dogs that were on the cover that you just saw are even in the movie. They put a fake cover on the movie to trick kids into thinking that it's a good movie. Then they have jacked up sketchy dogs. Don't worry, this sketchy dog is the main character of the story. And the dogs' mouths aren't even moving up and down as they're talking. The storyline is horrible. The dogs only come out in one point of the movie, and it just really sucks. They talk really weird. The movie is completely boring. It makes you want to yawn. I was like, is this movie over yet? My son's like, just turn it off. This movie is not entertaining for anyone. It might be a family movie, but I don't think it's family related at all. I thought it was horrible. It has special features, and it sucks, okay? This movie sucks, everyone. Yes, it's a harder to find movie. You probably don't see it everywhere, because you probably never heard of it because it's so bad. It's not even from a popular film company like Universal or Fox 12th Century or Paramount Pictures or any of those good things, or Warner Brothers. It's just from a weird company, doesn't have any real actors in it, and they just gathered up a bunch of stray sketchahounds and put a movie together. I don't recommend this movie, and this movie is rated PG for some mild, rude humor. But this movie absolutely sucked, so do not put this movie on a list of any movie that you're going to buy. Because none of the dogs you see here on the cover are in the movie. They're totally different dogs, and they're none of the dogs you're even going to want to watch. I'll give the Nutty Professor 1 and 2 a thumbs up just because it was so funny. This movie pack actually comes with the Nutty Professor 1 and 2, and it's really funny because Eddie Murphy actually plays all the people you see here on the cover. He plays that guy, he plays that lady, he plays that grandma, wasn't she funny? And he plays that guy, and then he plays that guy who's the main character. But it's actually such a funny movie. You'll be laughing when Buddy Love comes out. Buddy Love is actually his skinny self. Oh, sorry there. My mistake. My son corrected me. Buddy Love is actually this guy's loving dog in the movie. It's super funny, and this pack comes with both of them. So the first one and the sequel. Oh wow, 2 movies. The Nutty Professor and the Nutty Professor 2, the Clumps. See, that guy's also in the movie, and that lady, and that guy and that lady, and those people and stuff. It's really funny. They are 2 gut-busting comedies that bring new meaning to family fun. The first one's rated PG-13 for crude humor and sexual references. And the second one's rated PG-13 for crude humor and sex-related material, but I thought it was great for kids, you know, seeing all these people and just thinking, you know, I wish I lived with that family. No, not really, I'm just kidding. They love their family, I don't know what kids think these days. I wouldn't want to live with that family personally. They look kind of weird, but, you know, give your own opinion on it. You might have watched this before, and just have your whole family watch this movie and decide whether you like it or not. It's a pretty good choice. It has some humor in it and other funny stuff. I rate this fun little movie a thumbs up. This movie is super funny, and you guys have probably all heard about the Alvin and the Chipmunks from back when you were kids or something. Or if you still are kids, you probably heard of them. Silly me. But Alvin and the Chipmunks is a funny movie about Alvin, Simon, and Theodore. There's tons of funny humor in it and them doing funny things. Like in one scene, Alvin sings, Dave likes to wear dirty underwear with little hairs. And then Dave's like, guys, we can't have toaster waffles. And the little chipmunks are like, oh, screw you, Dave. It's such a funny movie. And there's even a guy called Uncle Ian in it. His name's Ian, but they call him Uncle Ian. And he tries to steal the chipmunks and make them part of Jet Records or something. Welcome to Jet Records. And it's so funny. The chipmunks are trying to run from that guy while they're singing. They're like, won't you take me to funky town? It's so funny. And they have really good voices. This movie, me and my kids absolutely loved. And it's really funny. You can actually write into the comments your favorite chipmunk and what you thought of this movie particularly. But this movie's rated PG for some mild humor. This movie's easy to find everywhere. It's pretty popular nowadays. You've probably heard of it. They actually came out with a second one called The Squeakquel and a third one called Chipwrecked. And now they've recently just come out with a fourth one that's called The Road Chip. I've watched all three of them, but I haven't watched the fourth one yet. It's actually coming out. Looks pretty good. You should get your kids interested in these movies. They're pretty funny. And they're age appropriate. It just has a little bit of fur-flying fun in it, if you can handle it. Now this movie, I absolutely found appalling. I was watching this movie to screen it for my kids, and it's called Bad Words. Well, just from the title of it, you can pretty much just tell what it's gonna be about. And it was worse than that. People were giving it a tour de force. Great is the word. Brilliant and funny. But I say, a tour de... Well, I don't even want to say it on this video, but you know what I mean. It starts with an F. And bad is the word. And stupid and not funny. That's how I rate this movie. It was so bad, I pretty much just turned it off halfway through watching it. So if you guys want to watch the full thing and be appalled and traumatized at the same time, you can do it. I rate this movie 2 thumbs down. It's horrible. I was absolutely appalled by this movie. This movie is... Well, partly the reason why I didn't like it was because it was rated R, but not even for anything good. It was rated R for crude and sexual content, language, and brief nudity. I could not stand this movie. It's supposed to be about a guy who enters a spelling bee and competes against a little kid in spelling words. Well, you know what, people? Adults aren't supposed to be competing against kids in spelling bees. That's just wrong. And with all the appalling scenes, there's not really any time for it to be funny, when there's too much bad stuff mixed in with this movie. This movie is not a good movie for families. I don't recommend it for anyone. This is the final movie we're going to be reviewing tonight, and this one stars Ben Stiller, and it's called Night at the Museum, Secret of the Tomb. Now, there was 3 Night at the Museum movies made. This was the last one, the third one. I also watched the first and the second. I thought the first, I'd give it 2 thumbs up. The second one, I'd give it a thumbs down. I kind of found it pretty disappointing. But then the third movie totally redeemed itself. This one, I actually give 2 thumbs up. It was so hilarious and funny. You and your kids will absolutely love this movie. It is so funny. It is wonderful fun. Roaringly funny and exciting. So all these museum people come to life, and they're like from the past. You got like Theodore Roosevelt. You got like Sir Lancelot from fictional books. You got these funny cavemen and these little miniature people in the movie that come to life. It's such a funny movie. And it is, let's see here. It's rated PG for mild action, some brief, rude humor, and brief language. I think this is a great movie for any adults and kids. Night at the Museum 2 should be like definite 3. My mistake. This is the 3rd movie. If you haven't seen the other ones, please watch the first ones before you watch this one. But these movies are absolutely hilarious. And if it's laughter you're after, get ready for the most hilarious night ever. It comes with special features, and this movie's easy to find. It came out recently, but not too recently. So you'll be able to get this one on DVD easily. And this one is a crowd pleaser for everyone. If you enjoyed this movie review and have any movies you'd like me to review, or if you'd like me to make a new movie review with movies of my choice, You just let me know and you comment about any of the movies and state your opinion on them, maybe after watching them or maybe if you've already watched them. Please like, comment, share, and subscribe to everyone. And please remember to have a good day and stay nice and just have fun watching movies, and please choose one of these movies for your movie night, and also be discouraged of watching ones that you think are bad that I've listed in there, and the ones that I specifically have given 2 thumbs down or a thumbs down. And yeah, just have a nice day.